My pronouns are USA.
My pronouns are USA. How about it, huh?
Hello? You're currently on the phone with Kacey K. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everybody, or whatever time you're listening to this critically acclaimed program. How was your 4th of July? How was the celebration of America's birthday? I, for one, think 4th of July is an underrated holiday. I've always liked it. Plus, probably because it's in the summer, like the middle of summer. Technically, I guess middle of the year. You get to eat, like, there's like no really big expectations. Like, you don't have to cook tons of food. Like, basically all there is hot dogs and hamburgers and chips. I mean, how hard is that? And then keep the drinks cold. You don't have to get people presents. You don't have to cook like a huge meal for like 50 people, you know? It's not like, yeah, I guess you could bake a apple pie. That's pretty American, isn't it? Or cherry pie, apple pie. Yeah, it's just kind of a low key. Then you can like take a nap. There's like no real expectations. Then and at night you go watch fireworks. So I've always liked 4th of July, and I mean it's probably not that underrated because, you know, tons of people celebrate it, but you know what? I think it's underrated. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's always sunny and warm. This year, where we're at, it wasn't too bad. It was like 80 degrees. And we were actually sitting in the shade of a tree watching the parade. And my grandma had her like wool coat on, which is not unusual. But I wasn't like, oh, how could she be wearing that? Because with the breeze, it was a little chilly. It was a little cold. My cousin's like, how is she wearing that jacket? And then I was like, well, it's actually kind of cold in the shade. And she sits down, she's like, oh, yeah, it is a little bit chilly. So that's kind of unusual. But now I've got another alert from Alexa saying there's another heat wave coming. So we will, we'll take what we can get. Also, did you guys see that heat wave in like England? Was it like a month ago? And it was like national news over there, and someone converted the temperatures from Celsius to Fahrenheit, and it was gonna be like 75 degrees, 75 or 80 degrees, and they were saying it was a heat wave. We're like, but I think it is humid over there, so that's probably another reason, but that still doesn't count because I was in Oklahoma. It was 103 degrees with, I swear, 7,000% humidity. So, yeah, when it's that hot, then you can sound the alarm for a heat wave, but not when it's like 80 degrees. So, I just thought it was funny. They're like all like worrying so much. Someone's like, has anyone taken a look at like at the actual temperature? What is Celsius? And what is Fahrenheit? And why do you think America purposely does like, what do we do? We do the metric, or we do the other one. I don't know what it's called, but we do the other one. What is the other one called? The metric and anyway, and Fahrenheit and Celsius, and yeah. Do you think we do it purposely just to make people mad? And then what, does anybody use Kelvin? Like, what is Kelvin? Anyway, that's not important. What's important is I'm going to complain again because I've found something out, and I think they do it on purpose because it's on like every single book that I try and search for. So I like Audible. I listen to Audible quite a bit. But I am trying to cut back on some subscriptions. And I have tons of like backlogged books of Audible that I haven't listened to yet. And to be honest, a lot of the Audible books are like always on sale or pretty cheap, so I end up just buying them anyways. And I found out, because I have like 3 credits left, and if you cancel, you lose all your credits. And I found out, I think they purposely make every book on sale, because I'm not going to use one of my credits that I paid $16 for on a book that costs $12. I'm just going to buy the book. But it is hard to find a book that's not on sale. And they're always weird prices. Like, one of them was 29% off. And it was like $14 or something. And I'm like, well, I'm still not going to use one of my credits. I didn't buy the book, but I'm like, I'm not going to use one of my credits because that would be a waste of money. And I'm trying to use up these credits so I can cancel my subscription. But I think they purposely do it so people don't cancel their subscriptions. People just buy the books and they don't use their credits. Which sounds fishy. Is that illegal? Any lawyers out there tell me if that's illegal or not, because that just seems unethical to me. And rude and annoying, because I'm trying to cut back and I'm trying to... One thing about this, me only having, a partial job, it's teaching me how to live very frugally again. And by very frugally, I mean it's teaching me how to live not crazily, like just spending money just because, and actually taking a look at things and prices and, calculating things. But I think it will help in the future when I do start making money again, not to be so frivolous with my money and to actually take a look at what I'm buying and see if I actually want it. And it's actually helping. I'm going to Disneyland. I know I just said I'm trying to live frugally, but my cousin and I talked yesterday and we're like, this is going to be like a very budget trip. Like, we've already paid for our tickets and all that stuff, but like I think we're going to take water bottles. Well, I know we're going to take water bottles in and refill them. We're like TikToking where to refill reusable water bottles at Disneyland. There's a lot of places. And why have we been paying $6 for Dasani water? Dasani. Why is Dasani at Disneyland? Please, can someone tell me that? If I'm going to pay $6 for water, can it at least be smart water? Like, why Dasani? But yeah, that'll save me like thousands of dollars while I'm at Disneyland. And I have enough merch. I'm not going to buy any merch. But yeah, so the more you know. There's plenty of places at Disneyland you can refill your reusable water bottles. You can bring any container into, like liquid container into Disneyland as long as it is not glass. Just FYI. So the more you know. I had a little bit of a late start today because I could not find my charger again. Also, did I tell you guys I stepped on my charger? This was like a month ago, but it was sitting on my floor face up and the little prongs were poked out and I stepped right on it and there was blood everywhere. So it wasn't that bad, but there really was blood. And yeah, so that is just a lesson to keep your room clean. I actually have been making progress on decluttering and getting rid of stuff and organizing, and my home is finally starting to come together and it's very nice. I'm all caught up on my laundry pretty much. I've organized like linen closets and storage rooms. I've done a lot of yard work I've been putting off. It's been kind of nice to have this time to actually, do normal adult things. So anyway, what should we talk about? What should we start with? Let's see. Let me pull up my little list and see what we've got. Do you guys remember Redbox? Surely you do. I was actually thinking about this the other day because I was at... Why was I there? I was somewhere. Oh, I had to stop to get an Alani, which I didn't have one at all yesterday. I had a Celsius. Just one. That's it. And I haven't had an Alani today. I'm trying to cut back because I really feel like they're ruining my teeth. And surely they're not healthy for you when you consume them in mass amounts like I did. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not saying I'll never have one again, but it was getting kind of out of hand. Anyway, I was at 7-Eleven late at night trying to get Nalani, and I noticed the red box. What am I trying to say? I've noticed this at several places, but this time I was actually like curious, like wondering what was happening. So I was going to do my research on it. And then this article popped up. Isn't that weird? It's kind of weird. Redbox is that red box outside of gas stations that you used to rent DVDs from, how are they still in business? And I swear at one point they had a streaming service. I could be wrong, but I think they did, which is also weird. But on the pictures like that were showing of what movies you could rent of that time was like Barbie and Oppenheimer and like all these movies that came out last year. And on the screen it said, sorry, out of order. And I've seen this at like 2 or 3 different locations over the last couple months. And then this article came up. It said Redbox filed for bankruptcy. It's nearly $1 billion in debt. And someone's like, how did people let this company get this far in debt? Like, what made people think this was a good idea to invest in? So I promise you, I'm not lying when I'm say this. I read or listened to a book about Jeff Bezos. No, I did listen to a book about Jeff Bezos, about Netflix and the guys that started it. And it's not Reed. Is it Reed Hastings, the one that runs it now? It's the other guy that Reed pretty much told to leave. And he started Redbox, but I think he got out pretty early because when I was Googling it and researching, he's nowhere to be found in this. It's been like sold a couple times. But he started this company after Netflix ousted him. It was kind of an ousting, but it was kind of like he went on his own as well. Reed was just more of a cutthroat kind of shark person, and this guy, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was more of like laid back and not as interested in taking the company as big as Netflix is now. So he started Redbox after he got all his money from his like severance package or whatever, and as a what am I trying to say? Project. It's like a hobby. Anyway, it is now going bankrupt, and it's not surprising, but who in their right mind would keep giving this company money? It's about DVDs. And I was at Walmart the other day too, and they still sell DVDs there too. And I am a huge proponent of DVDs. I bought DVDs up until like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. And now I just have a whole cabinet full of DVDs. I'm like, what am I going to do with all these? But I probably should start using them. I have a Blu-ray player, and a lot of them I have not seen, and they're all pretty good. And also, what if the internet goes out? What if if the power goes out, I can't watch DVDs. But you know what I mean? There's going to be a day that they come in handy. I have my VCR still, and I have my DVD and Blu-ray players. But yeah, so I wonder what will happen to all those machines. Like, are they just going to sit there? Are they going to recycle them? Sorry, that was my phone. Are they going to recycle them? Are they going to... just let them sit there and rot in the sun? Any Chrisley Knows Best fans out there? Do you guys even know what that show is? It's that show on... What was it on? What channel was it on? I think it was E? Maybe? Anyway, it's about this rich family in Georgia. They started in Georgia, and they were like real estate people, and they're really funny. The dad was like very overdramatic, and now I think they live in Tennessee, but the parents now live in prison. They're the ones that got in trouble for what was it? Tax evasion? Fraud? Some kind of fraud. I don't know exactly what it is, but they're in prison now, and the wife, Julie, is getting her sentencing renegotiated because apparently a lot of the blame was put on her when she didn't have as much to do with it as they thought. And so she might be getting out of prison. and that would be good. I like them. I think they really did get screwed over. I don't think that they would actually do this. It's kind of like Schitt's Creek except for they didn't go to prison. But when their business manager steals all their money in Skims, I think that's kind of what happened with these guys. But their daughter Savannah Chrisley is like very vocal about it and trying to get things renegotiated and like trying to shine a light on how bad prison conditions are. But yeah, so I will keep you updated on that. I kind of hope they get out. I wonder if they get out, if they'll have a TV show again. It happened for Teresa Giudice. She went back to Real Housewives of New Jersey. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Jen Shah comes back to Real Housewives of Salt Lake. I don't think Andy would let that happen, just based on his reaction to when Heather was on his show and she was talking about how she still trusts Jen over Monica. And he's like, well, why do you say that? She's like, well, at least when Jen was doing what she was doing, she was being her authentic self. The look on Andy's face is like pure shock. Vanessa Hudgens has given birth. She gave birth last week sometime. We're not sure of the birthday or what the gender of the baby is, but she's a new mama. She got really mad at the paparazzi because they took photos of her while they were leaving the hospital. She was not happy about it, but I don't blame her. Also, like, I wonder if this was leaving the hospital or if they were getting out of their car, like at home from the hospital. You think that these hospitals for celebrities would be, they'd have like an underground entrance or like a garage entrance where they could get in the car and then drive away. You know what I mean? You always see this. It's like, why are they walking out the front door? Anyway, but yeah, she is a new mom, and it's so weird to think that she is. I just see her dancing on High School Musical and think it's still that time, but it is not. What else is on here? Dua Lipa performed another festival. I honestly can't pronounce the name. It starts with a W. But after that, all three of her albums were in the top 10 of the UK charts. And that's pretty much all of her discography. So that's pretty incredible. It's not hard to believe because her music's so good. But yeah, I'm wondering when she's going to announce a US tour. I know for sure she's coming to Austin, Texas for Austin City Limits. And I'm debating on going. But I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if I'm going to go. It's in October. I'm not really sure if I want to go to that or like a real concert of hers. So stay tuned. Speaking of that, did you guys hear there's a rumor floating about saying that Miley Cyrus might be the headliner for, I guess, is that how you would call it, for a Super Bowl next year, which I am totally here for. Me buying a ticket to the Super Bowl just to see Miley Cyrus. That's pretty much what I'm going to have to do. Because she doesn't tour. She hasn't toured in 10 years. She just does these random like festivals and she just like pops up out of nowhere and does these covers of songs and then goes back into hiding again. So I might have to go to the Super Bowl, you guys. And it's not going to be to see the teams play against each other. I was going to talk about this in my intro, but I think I forgot. So the Stadium of Fire, that's like Utah's 4th of July celebration at BYU Stadium. Did you guys see the fireworks that went out of control? It was like before it started. Jonas Brothers was like the main act, but this like before they do like a flyover show with like jets, fighter jets, and like a tribute to the U.S. or something, and they had all these fireworks going off, and one crashed into the audience, and one crashed into like the cheerleaders on the ground. Yeah, That's like pretty big liability. I wonder what happened. The girl, the cheerleader, posted on TikTok. She's like, I was the one that got hit by the firework. And you see her, she's posted a video of her running and she's got like a bandage on her arm. And she's like, I'm okay. She's like, it's okay to laugh. It was funny. So there's that. My sister has a fear of fireworks landing on her and her catching on fire. And I always made fun of her for it because it was, I don't know, such a bizarre a bizarre fear. But she saw it on the news once when she was really little and it stuck with her so bad. You know when you see those things when you're little and you just like, it sticks with you and you can't stop thinking about it and you just have this like fear after that. That's kind of how it was. There's a picture of me and her at Disney World, and literally my mom took it as they announced the fireworks were happening, and I'm smiling and my sister's face is like so scared and distraught. It's so funny. But yeah, it can happen. So her and my niece actually dropped me off on the 4th of July to go watch the fireworks with my friends. And I was like, bye everyone. I turned around, I was like, don't let any fireworks start you on fire. She didn't like that, but I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, be careful with fireworks. For one, I don't think the public should be allowed to have fireworks. That's just my opinion. I don't think we need just regular old, mostly drunk people lighting off fireworks, especially in Utah. I know there was just announced that we're finally out of a drought in the first 5 years, or since 5 years ago, but that it's still dry here. Please don't light fireworks. Like they're not even worth it. Like, just go watch the big ones. I just don't understand when I see all these fireworks stands. I'm like, are you kidding? Are you like actually kidding me right now? Why are you selling these? Like, I don't know. Am I the only one that thinks that? I just don't think the public should have access to fireworks. That's just my opinion. And if that's how you make your living, I'm sorry, but I disagree with it. Shame. Shame on you. Let's see. What else should we talk about? Taylor Swift has 3 albums that have spent over 10 weeks at #1, making her the 5th act to ever do it since Whitney Houston. That's kind of crazy. And I just saw another article last night saying she's tied Whitney Houston for an album being on the charts for 11 weeks. So that's kind of crazy. I like it, but I don't know. I wish Dua Lipa's album would have gone #1. I wish Billie Eilish's album would have gone #1. And they would have if it wasn't for did I say it wrong? Tortured Poets Department. I wanted to say it again. Now I don't even know what the album's called. I have it right here. The Tortured Poets Department. Sorry. And I'm not saying that album's not good. That album is fantastic. I love that album. But I don't know. It would have been fun to see these other artists have their moment too, even if it was just for 1 week. But, that you can't help that. And I think she can help it by not releasing 17 different versions of an album. So that might have something to do with it, but I think a lot of it is just streaming and people streaming. So speaking of streaming, Katy Perry received more diamond certifications. Did we talk about this last week? Where are my notes from last week? No, come on. Why isn't this working? She got more diamond songs, which means 10 million. I think we did talk about this. E.T., Teenage Dream. Teenage Dream, the album, is diamond. Last Friday Night. So on Teenage Dream, she has 5 diamond songs. No, 6. Wow. Teenage Dream has been certified diamond, and Katy Perry has 6 diamond singles. No, I'm messing this all up. No, I'm not, because it's right here too. Maybe I just need to take better notes. Teenage Dream is the first album in history to have 5 diamonds. So yes, that is Firework, Teenage Dream, last Friday night, E.T. What am I missing? Which one am I missing? I'm missing... Oh, California Girls. Sorry. And the whole album is Diamond, obviously. She sold 143 million singles, which I swear it was just like, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years ago, she got an award for selling 100 million singles. Because I remember the caption she posted, she's like, 100 million singles and I'm still insecure. So she sold 43 million singles more since then. 70 million albums have been sold worldwide, and she has 115 billion streams. That's just crazy. That is just so insane to me. She posted a video last week too of her polishing all of her diamond, her new ones. And like, she's like, has just like regular spray bottle, and she's spraying it and wiping it off with a rag. And she's like chewing gum, just all nonchalant with her awards. I think that's so cool. Her song comes out this week, the 11th. So Thursday night, so probably like Thursday at like 10 or 11 p.m. Which is exciting. I'm totally ready for this new era. I'm totally ready for an era of actual promotion and her not getting dragged to smithereens for no reason. Let's see. Deadpool is coming out soon, and it's rumored to have Getaway Car on the soundtrack. Getaway Car is Taylor Swift's song, obviously. One of the best, I will say. I wish we got a music video for that one. I really wish. And maybe we will with the Reputation re-release. My friend Megan had a good point. She said, I think she'll announce Reputation at the end of the Eras tour, which is in December, I think. It ends in like Miami. She's coming back to the US to go, well, North America, to go to Canada, Indiana, of all places. I think Georgia. No, was it Louisiana? And Miami. So random lineup, but I guess we'll take it. Sabrina Carpenter's tour is completely sold out. I learned that very quickly when I tried to buy tickets, but you know, you live and you learn. That's one I'm not super sad to miss, but it would have been fun to go to, you know. I'm going to Olivia Rodrigo in July. Well, it is July. The end of July. And I'm excited about that. She just has so many bangers. Like, I think, now that I'm thinking of it, Sabrina Carpenter's tour would have been fun, but I don't really know a lot of her music prior to these last two singles. I know Feather and All Because I Liked a Boy, but that's really it. And I'm not saying her songs were bad, they just didn't really do it for me, you know? Like, they weren't, like, the best songs, in my opinion. They weren't bad, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. Let's see, Maya Hawke, she is Stephen, oh my gosh, Ethan Hawke. She's Ethan Hawke's daughter, and I always forget this lady's name. Is it Uma Thurman? I think that's her mom. I get her and Tilda Swinton mixed up all the time. Let's see. I'm pretty sure her mom's Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman is... Yes, okay. She was in the Kill Bill series, and that's another series I've never seen as well. So I'm going to... Oop, I don't know what I just did. I'm going to be watching that because I want to watch all these movies and shows I have not seen, or have not seen in like forever. I don't really forget a lot of things, and so when I watch a movie or something from forever ago and it feels like a new movie, I'm like, I like this. This is fun. It's like experiencing it all over again. Anyway, Maya Hawke, that is Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter. And she said the final season of Stranger Things will have 8 episodes, which are basically movie length long. I'm like, thank goodness. At least if we're having to wait this long, we get, you know, hour and a half episodes. It's what we deserve. It's what we deserve. This franchise has been going on since 2016. What is that? What are we in? That's 8 years. No. Is that 8 years? 6? Yeah. Yeah, see? It is 8 years. That's 8 years we've been devoting our life to it. And by the time it comes out, it'll be 9. So, yeah. It's what we deserve. It's what we you know, it's what we should get. And I am not sad about it. So I will be sitting down, and I still remember when the 4th season came out. It came out in 2 parts. I still love the 3rd season. The 3rd season is so good. But the 4th season was just mind-blowing. It was so good. What else is happening? Skims now has brick and mortar stores, which for all you young people, that means physical stores. There's only 2. I get Miami, but I'm really curious about Georgetown. It's just so interesting to me. Why Georgetown? Why not LA? Is there one in LA? Why not New York? Maybe because rent's crazy. But I feel like Georgetown's expensive too. Anyway, she has 2 stores now. Miami and Georgetown. And I saw a thread. I think it was a thread. There's so many social media things to keep up with. I saw a thread post and it said, Skims is going to put Victoria's Secret out of business. I'm at the mall right now and Victoria's Secret is having a 60% off sale. And there's hardly anybody in here. And Skims is not having one sale at all. And there's a line clear out the door. And who knows, that could be probably because it's new, you know, and exciting. But the products are good. The branding is good. And it's ran by someone that people know. Like Victoria's Secret is some old man in Ohio. Like that song. But it's true. And, you know, they know who they're buying from. They know it's made with a specific purpose, to solve like problems that other underwear companies, you know, just didn't really care about. They just were making underwear, and Kim actually came in and was like, no, this is a problem. I'm going to fix this issue. I'm going to do this. This is for this, you know, all that kind of stuff. So good for her. I wonder if they have the men's section in there. It's like, I'm going to fly to Georgetown just to see. No, I wish I had that kind of money. Unfortunately, this man is in the press again, Justin Timberlake. Did you guys see? He was on stage. It's not really funny. I shouldn't be laughing because if this happened to someone like a woman or someone else, it wouldn't be funny. But people were like grabbing his jacket while he was singing, and the disgusted look on his face. And he like swatted them away. He was so upset. He was so mad. Apparently him and Tiger Woods are opening up a bar in Scotland. And supposedly they have another business together. I honestly can't remember what it is, and I really don't care. But if you want to go to Scotland to go to these guys' bar, what a random collab. I wonder if is there like a golf course there? Why would Justin Timberlake be involved? Very weird. John Cena. I was watching Kelly Clarkson's show, like a clip on TikTok, and at first I thought he meant he was retiring from everything at 50. I'm like, what? That is crazy. Everybody likes you. You have a good career. But he's talking about, what is he in? WWE? I don't even know. I can't keep up with all these sports. What sport does... Oh, no, come on. John Cena play. Is that how you even do it? Play? John Cena, he was born in Massachusetts, is an American professional wrestler. WWE, I was correct. He was talking he's going to retire from WWE by the time he turns 50. 1977. I cannot do that math. So how old is John Cena? 47. He's got 3 years left to do something. I don't know what other records does he need to break, but that just means WWE. That doesn't mean everything, because his movies are actually really funny, and I like him as a person. Who was he talking to? They're like, do you have any tattoos? And he's like, no. And they're like, why not? And he's like, because my mom won't let me. Apparently he has very high opinions of what his mom thinks. He's a mama's boy, which is so funny because he's ginormous. Taylor Swift donated to 11 food banks in the UK, paying for all their meals for 1 year. That is incredible, I think. And then you always have like the people in the comments saying it's just a tax write-off, it's just fraud, like this isn't real. I'm like, well, okay, would you rather her just pay taxes on that and have the government do nothing with your money, with her money? At least she's doing something with it. Like, she could have gone out and bought like another plane or something, but she's giving food to people. Like, I remember I worked with this one person and they were just, I don't know, kind of a miserable person. And I was like, oh, did you guys see Taylor Swift gave $55,000 to this little girl who had cancer? And they're like, that's it. Out of all the money she has, that's all she's giving. I'm like, that's like more than you make in a whole year. So I'm sure it'll do some kind of, service to this family that needs it. Like, what does it matter to you how much she's worth versus how much she's giving? It just always bugs me. Like, that's it. Like, people are so ungrateful. Just be happy with any amount. You know what I mean? She didn't have to do that. She did it out of the goodness of her heart. And sure, if you want to say she's doing it for tax write-offs, whatever. But she could be doing other things with her tax write-off money versus, helping people get food. I'm just saying. Let's see. What else is going on? Oh, did you guys see Margot Robbie's pregnant? That's exciting. She had her big year last year, and I was actually thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if she wants kids, or she's going to have kids, or she's, going to settle down after the Barbie, craze. But yeah, I think she'll be a good mom. I think she's one of those people that just really has her shit together and is very capable of being a good parent. You know what I mean? Like, she actually wants to have a kid and will be a good parent. I just feel like a lot of people nowadays just have kids to have kids, and I feel like there's so many people out there who should not have kids. That's my opinion. Let's see. Did you guys see the Kardashians were in Idaho for the 4th of July? I'm guessing they were at Coeur d'Alene, or what's the other place that all the celebrities go to? Sun Valley, I think. Yeah. Could you imagine, like, looking over and seeing the Kardashians jet skiing next to you? I would die. I would go up to Chris, or as close as I could get to her without her security getting mad at me, and just beg for a job. I'd literally just beg for a job. I would, if I had to move to LA, I would live in my car. I would do it. I'm not kidding. You guys think I'm joking, but I'm not. I really would do that. Same with Chelsea Handler. How fun would it be to work for Chelsea Handler? But the Kardashians, I watched the newest episode. They were in, where were they? Aspen? And the previous episode, they weren't able to get there because of weather, and Kylie got off the plane. Can you imagine? Be like, I'm getting off this private plane. I'm just not going to do it. What a life. What an actual life. And she just leaves all her stuff on the plane. Like, she doesn't even get her bags or anything. Oops, I don't know what that was, but sorry. Anyway, this episode, I don't know why they're forcing this so hard, but Kim is forcing this issue with Khloe and her scheduling and her kids and stuff, and I'm so sorry. I don't care about the kids. I'm not watching the show because of the kids. I'm watching it because of you guys. I want to see you guys in your runway fashion shows. I want to see you at your photo shoots. I want to see you in your private jets. I don't want to see the kids. I don't care about the kids. Sure, they're fine. I'm not saying I hate them, but like, I didn't start watching the show because it's kind of like when people have kids and then that's all their social media turns into, is them posting about their kids. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there are very few people that I actually care to see what their kids are up to. As my very close friends. But you know what I mean? it's like, I really didn't follow you to see what your kids are doing. The worst is when, I don't mind it when it's like an update here and there and like little clips throughout the day, but when it's like every single thing the kid does, it's like, oh, she looked over her left shoulder. Okay. Like, what am I supposed to do with that information? But then, you know what? Some people might look at my Instagram and think, wow, he's really full of himself. So, you know, touche. But it's the same with this episode. I'm like, what? I don't care about this anymore. And even Kendall, they're still talking about it. And Kendall comes in, she's like, you guys are still talking about this? And Chloe's like, yes, see, thank you. Like, can we be done with this? I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to make this a issue for this season or if it really just bugs Kim that much. It would be annoying to, like, be in the middle of a conversation with Chloe and she always is like FaceTiming her kids. That would be annoying, I admit. But did you guys see how cute it was when she was like, I love my kids. I love being around my kids. I love spending time with my kids, and they need structure. They need routine. And it was her 2 kids, and then Dream, Rob's little girl, was with her, and her kids. And I just love that. I love how she takes Dream under her wing because who knows what Rob's doing. So they couldn't make it to I want to say Alpine, Aspen, and so they had to land in a different city and drive to Aspen because the weather was too bad. And the pilot's like, Chris is like, so where are we gonna have to land again? He's like, Grand Junction. I'm like, can you imagine the Kardashians in Grand Junction, Colorado? I'm not trying to diss on Grand Junction, but that is not a very Kardashian city. Would you just be I don't know what I would do if I was at the gas station and all of a sudden the Kardashians pulled up in Grand Junction, Colorado. That is so funny to me. I don't know why, but it is so funny to me because that is just not a place that you would see them. So also they go skiing, and I would be Chris. Like, I went skiing and I've done my skiing and it's fine, but I don't know. Some of skiing's actually very scary and pretty dangerous. So I am much happier just sitting at the hotel or the lodge and just enjoying my time. Chris was just like, this lodge or this cabin is just so delicious. I just want to walk around and take up every inch of it. And she does. Like, she's taking naps and drinking martinis, and that's what I would be doing. And I really don't like winter. I like it for about 2 weeks. But there is something I love about it getting dark and just having a cozy fire going, having my lamps on. You guys know how I feel about my lamps. My 75 lamps. And just it being cozy. Just in, like, my Skims jogging suit or whatever you call it. My Uggs. My fire going. Just a nice movie going on the TV. The holiday. Let's just say the holiday. I just love that. I actually do enjoy that. But pretty much every other aspect of winter I do not like. And it's way too long. So there's that for you. Anyways, the others... So it's just Chloe, Kim, and Kendall. Because Kylie didn't come, obviously. And Kourtney has her baby. And Rob doesn't do anything with the family. Which is so crazy to me. I would be soaking up every inch of that limelight if I was him. But that's just me. Anyway, they go skiing and they have ski instructors, which is so interesting to me. I wonder why, because they're all really good skiers. I think Kendall was snowboarding, but I wonder if it's just to show them which routes are better, or if there's like secret celebrity routes or what. But could you imagine like looking on your schedule for the day and seeing the names of your people that you're going to instruct and it being the Kardashians? I would die. I would be in absolute heaven. Again, I would ask them if I could work for them. I'd want to be as close to that family as possible. And when I was doing that computer coding class, which was a total scam, this guy was saying he worked at a ski resort. I don't think he was an instructor, but he had to work pretty closely with people. I don't know exactly what he did, but he's like, yeah, one time the Kardashians came, and he was like saying it all nonchalant. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they like showed up one day while I was working. I'm like, which ones? He's like, I don't know. I was like, well, how do you not know which Kardashians were there? And he's like, I don't know, like the most famous one. I'm like, you met Kim Kardashian? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what did you say to her? He's like, nothing. I'm like, you didn't say anything to her? You didn't say hi to her or anything? He's like, no, I don't really care. I'm like, what is wrong with you? What is literally wrong with you? I should have known right then and there. I should have started a podcast about celebrities. But no, I tried to go on and finish school and do all that stuff. That cost me $10,000 of money I'll never see again. But yeah, I still think about that. I'm like, you didn't even say hi to her? You didn't do anything? He's like, no. I'm like, why would I do that? I'm like, you are so annoying. You literally are driving me nuts right now. Anyway, I think the next episode or the episode after that is the last of the season, which makes me super sad because I feel like it just started. I hope we get oh, they have their Christmas party too, didn't they? Or was it setting up for the Christmas party? Did they have their... No, they did, because Courtney showed up. People were wondering. Could you imagine being invited to the Kardashian Christmas party? Just what an absolute spectacle. I would just be in awe all night long. Just my jaw on the floor. Just of all the celebrities there. Just how much fun everyone is having. Yeah, sorry, I'm daydreaming again. What else? I saw the new movie MaXXXine, and it is supposedly is an addition to X and Pearl, but I don't want to see those because I feel like they're very gory and scary. The only reason I wanted to see this one is because it's like 80s Hollywood, and she's like becoming a movie star, and this one is more of a thriller, I think, in a sense. I don't know what the other ones are like. I'm not going to watch them, to be honest, and you really don't need to watch them to get this movie. But this movie is very gory. Like, very, very, very gory. But it's very good. It's basically about this girl. She's in Hollywood. She's an adult film star, and she wants to be in the big screen, on the big screen. So she goes and auditions for this movie, kills it, gets the role, but there's like a serial killer on the loose called the Night Stalker, and is trying to kill her. And so the producer of the movie is literally like, you need to get rid of whatever is distracting you in this world right now, because your biggest thing you need to worry about right now is this movie. She's like, okay, got it. She goes and like tries to find the killer. Anyway, it's really good. I would recommend seeing it. Again, it's very, very gory. I cover my eyes a lot of the time. I'm very good at knowing when gory stuff is going to happen. That's a talent I have accumulated over the last little while. There's a new movie with Brad Pitt in it. It's called F1. I'm guessing that stands for Formula One. He's a former racer that comes out of retirement to help this struggling team. I always like racing movies. I don't know why. I like cars, but I don't like to fix cars. Like, I don't like sit in my garage for hours and like polish my cars and drag race them and soup them up. But I do like cars a lot. And if I had a lot of money, you would know, because I would be in a different car every time you saw me. But yeah, I liked Ford versus Ferrari. I liked Need for Speed. I love Fast and Furious. I can't get enough of those. I haven't seen like the last 7, but no, like the last 3, I think. But I just do. I like fast. I like going fast. And yeah, Fly Me to the Moon, the new movie with Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum, comes out this weekend. It's basically on how they... What is it? It's like how they got the people to the moon. And Scarlett Johansson is like the PR person behind it. And it looks fun. I like it. It looks like a lighthearted movie. You can tell when a movie's going to be like a happy movie because it's like filmed in a light setting, not dark like Harry Potter. I swear every Harry Potter movie got darker and darker as the time went on. But do you get what I'm saying? It's just going to be a kind of a fun, lighthearted movie. Last, we'll end on this. Justin Bieber performed at a wedding. Well, it was like a pre-wedding ceremony in India for the richest man in India. Well, his son. He's worth $115 billion. He was paid $10 million. The article said Rihanna was only paid $8 million, but I think it was $9 million. But who in their right mind would pay more to see Justin Bieber than Rihanna? I'm just so curious about that. What is that about? Rihanna has like 27 albums and a much better discography than Justin Bieber, and she doesn't complain about being famous and cry about how hard it is to be famous and cause issues with other celebrities like Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't understand that. I also don't understand why his discography was sold for more money than Katy Perry's, which we just went over how she has a diamond album with 5 diamond singles and 115 billion streams. So I just really don't understand what's going on here. Anyway, I'll end on that. I'm running late, as usual. I've been pretty good about not being late the older I get, into my early 20s. And because I've realized that being late makes me anxious. Like, I hate when I know I'm going to be late. Like, I'm not late yet, but I'm on my way somewhere and I'm going to be late. I hate that feeling. I hate it. I would rather go and kind of hang out before and not be late. I just don't like it. And I used to be late a lot. But now I'm like, I don't want to be late. I don't want to have this anxious feeling the whole time I'm trying to get somewhere that I'm going to be late. I just don't want it. I don't want it at all. Anyway, have a good week. I'm going to Boston on Friday. So I think I'm going to take my recording equipment with me and record while I'm there. I will obviously do some facts about Boston. I'm really excited. I've always wanted to go. I'm going to go to the museum. I'm going to take one of those buses that drives you around the city that has, has the 2 levels. Doesn't have the top on the top. I'm going to go see about the Mayflower. Something's fishy about that. Is it the real one? Is it the original one? How could it be floating still? I don't know. I'll let you know. But I'm excited. I think I'm going to a Red Sox game too. Oh, and I'm going to that play with Kristen Chenoweth. Opening night. So exciting. Okay. Bye. Love you. Thanks for listening.